Cannabis culture here in Rhode Island is here to stay. There is a social, a physical, a financial, and even I'd say a spiritual, beyond the usual jokes, a spiritual component to it that we've been missing, and I think we're better as a culture with it. I am very pleased to have our next guest on, another one of the exhibitors here. I've got Matthew Lurvey, who is a regional sales manager for Superstar Vapor Pen. Matthew, welcome to the Coalition, to RI Free Radio.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Talk about, if you will, first of all, just give us a little background on your company and some of the products you offer.
Well, our company is Superstar Vapor Pens and products. We delved into the vaping industry in June of 2014. We came out with a micro 3-in-1 product in order to help people who are using a plant in nature to help them with many ailments that they may have, from helping with nausea for cancer patients to people with pain, people that are suffering from anxiety and depression. Mm-hmm. The founder of our company is actually a nurse by trade who has a lot of altruistic tendencies and is really looking to help people, and that's what we're really all about. Of course, we sell a product, but it's the intent behind our company to help educate and help people become successful within themselves, and helping us grow as a company. And as we do that, we're also helping people financially by helping us spread the word about our company.
Now, where can people find your products?
You can find our products online at superstarvaporproducts.com. We're just about to embark on. You'll see advertisements in High Times. Right now we are a word of mouth company. We're a small company, and our advertising budget does not allow us to do very many television ads or standard socialized media. So we are expanding on a word-of-mouth basis. We're getting the information out to as many local shops as we can, and I am partnering with individuals who would like to help me promote our products, and they are compensated very well for successes that they have in helping us obtain retail space with retailers. So you're going to hear about Superstar Vapor products in the near future. We will become a household name, but we're going to do it over time. But we will get there, and we will help a lot of people along the way.
Now, vaping is traditionally associated as a tobacco and nicotine replacement. You guys have taken it one step further. Talk about your CBD product and what that can accomplish for a consumer of medical cannabis.
Well, cannabinoid oil, or CBD oil, is the oil extracted from the hemp seeds. Hemp is it is a cousin of the what we know as the marijuana plant. The thing about CBD oil is there's no psychoactive effect. It contains no THC, and it's legal in all 50 states. You can go into any smoke shops that are aware of it, any head shops that are aware of it. Anybody can sell this product because it contains no THC and has no psychoactive effect, but it has all the medical benefits of the plant. It is a very powerful antioxidant. It's good for pain. It's good for anxiety. It's good for depression. It helps with nausea. All the things you've heard about the marijuana plant being good for medical reasons, you get all those benefits with the hemp seed, only you don't have the psychoactive effect. So if you want looking to get high, CBD oil is not for you. But if you're looking for all the medical benefits of the plant, it is for you.
Excellent. You use the product yourself.
I do. I started vaping CBD oil 2 months ago. I'm more alert. I'm more productive at work. I sleep better. I have less stress and less anxiety in my life. I'm a pretty happy person as it is, but really it is a very noticeable, and it was immediate. It was almost like when I first started vaping CBD oil, it was almost like my cells, all the cells in my body, it was almost like they were getting nutrition that they've never had before. And that's really the only way I can explain it. It's like when I'm vaping CBD oil, I feel as if I'm getting nourishment. That's the best way I can put it.
Excellent. Is the vaping technique currently in large scale use at compassion centers, or is this something new?
Vaping's been around for I would say, it's probably been around for a decade. It's becoming into the mainstream, I would say, mostly over the last 2 or 3 years. It's becoming more socially acceptable, and the younger generation is more apt to start vaping than they are smoking cigarettes. And the amount of people in the United States that are stopping taking in all the thousands of chemicals from store-bought cigarettes is going down because of this industry. I understand that there has not been a vast amount of research done on vaping. However, vegetable glycerol and propanol glycerol are natural substances, and they don't have added chemicals that the store-bought cigarettes are proven to contain.
It's interesting because we talk a lot on our radio show, and we've certainly spoken about it a lot over the last 2 days here at CannaCon at the Rhode Island Convention Center about the influences, the darker side of large corporate pharmaceutical firms, I'll call it the Food and Drug Administration industrial complex, all the folks who spend an inordinate amount of time trying to crush alternative therapies as opposed to researching them and perhaps providing some level of enhancement to them. It's dismissed out of school as being dangerous, or hey, what would Dana Carvey say? Tony Jones, wouldn't be prudent. Wouldn't be prudent. Yet at the same time, they deal in myths and fear mongering, and very little, given the incredible amount of money spent at the federal level on research on defense products and research supporting big agribusiness and big pharma. Very little is done, it would seem, to research alternative therapies like this. I mean, Tony, am I being cynical?
Well, you can just equate all government actions on that to the same service that you get when you go into your local DMV.
Oh my! So it strikes me that vaping now is just literally exploding as a business model. You've got stores popping up all over the place that are vape exclusive. Do you think that's a trend that's going to increase, or what's your view on the industry?
Well, how I would like to speak to that is I would like to, on a macro level, I'm very proud of my generation as somebody in their 40s teaching the next generation that it's okay to think differently. And I strongly feel in America today that our young people are thinking more openly, and I believe that the momentum of what is acceptable in America is to think on your own and not to be dictated to by the federal government. I also believe that some of those on, if I may, the right are disseminating information based on what the donors to them are telling them to do. Mm-hmm. I believe that the younger people are seeing through that, and the wave of progressiveness and, if I may say, liberalism is an unstoppable force today.
Yeah, no, you look at organizations like Occupy, which were dismissed as being just a bunch of aimless kids in the wake of the initial Occupy Wall Street movement, have now actually taken to political advocacy here in places like Rhode Island, and actually have invented themselves, if you will, as a political force for good. So clearly the Ute aren't willing to accept the pablum that passes for conventional wisdom as is regurgitated by the chattering classes of the 1%. It's kind of astonishing to watch. I mean, because I happen to have 2 teenagers, and the level, it's what's amazing in the space of 2 generations. My kids are truly colorblind, sexuality blind, religious blind. It's to the point where if it's pointed out to them, they seem confused that those issues ever mattered in the first place, and have completely walked away from. I mean, you don't even say multicultural anymore because people look at their generation and say, "Well, what do you mean? These are my friends."
Correct.
You know,
Absolutely.
it's a different construct completely.
It's a mindset.
Right. I mean, my older daughter played crew, and I just remember once being astonished as I saw her on a boat, and the rower in front of her was in full Islamic hijab. I mean, she was, athletically appropriate version of it. And I said, here is a sport that at one point in time was considered for the elites, and you've got this crew out there of literally 3 or 4 different religions, 2 or 3 different ethnicities, and wow, things are different, aren't they? So maybe there is hope. Maybe as literally opposition to everything from marriage equality and cannabis and any one of a number of social political issues, as opposition to it literally dies away in the fullest sense of the word. Maybe we have that moment 15 years from now where you and I run into each other at a bar or something and say, "Boy, remember when people actually thought this was controversial?"
I'm looking forward to that day, and what the nice thing is your children will be raising children who will be thinking even less of that. And it'll be one more generation removed of the hatred and the discontent and the misinformation, and the country as a whole will be better off.
Absolutely. Well, again, we've been speaking with Matthew Lurvy from Superstar Vapor Pen Sales. He is the regional manager for New England. You'll see his products all over New England at a variety of vape shops, variety of shops catering to the cannabis. Vaping is no longer just as a nicotine replacement. It is actually serving as a very useful, cost-effective, easily accessible delivery method for a variety of cannabis cures and techniques. And to that, we say thank you very much for being on.
Well, thank you for having me, and we're going to just continue to educate people and help people.
Super.
Thank you.
All right, bud.
The vendors continue to roll through and chat with us throughout the day as we broadcast live from the Rhode Island Cannabis Convention. Tony Jones here, RI Free Radio, online at rifreeradio.org. We're going to be with you for a little while more today. Of course, you do still have your opportunity to come down and hang out here at the luxurious, luscious Rhode Island Convention Center as we enjoy the first ever Rhode Island Cannabis Convention. You do have time to catch the politics and activism panel going on right now. And at 3 o'clock today, cannabis testing and quality, a big panel today as they go through. And they really have brought the best of the best for these panels. And then there's a question and answer session afterwards. We talk a lot about the prevalence of cancer. And, I think back when I was a kid, occasionally you knew someone who unfortunately had cancer. Today, I'm sure all of us know somebody with a debilitating form of cancer. And cannabis is one of the best medicines in that situation. We've seen it all the time, helping folks with their appetite, helping folks with the depression related to it. So one of the big things we're seeing today throughout the panels is providing people access to getting cannabis the right way. You can't go down to the corner and grab a dime bag if you're in that situation. We talked a little bit about that yesterday. So there really are the resources here for you to weigh that option, and I think that's the major thrust of this convention so far. And hopefully, as Pat mentioned earlier, this will become an annual event. Many great conventions here. We like to enjoy Rhode Island Comic-Con on this very floor space. If you've never been to a comic convention,